Okay, hello everybody. Escorted Goni out of the room because he comes in here and then he barks a bunch and it's really loud. So he's just outside the office door right now and he's trying to break the door down. So if you hear any banging, that's what it is. He usually comes to get me from my office 4 and 5 every day usually, and he decides that the workday's over and we're all done. And he'll come in here and try to get me to go out and play with him. So I'll make this quick. I'm really excited to talk about this tonight. I wanted to share a little bit more about this quote that I came across last week about this month's efforts being next month's result. And I know that this is something that I feel like it's talked about, that the effort that you put in now is going to provide the results later. And sometimes when you're in it, it's really difficult to stay in that thought pattern. It's really difficult to stay the course and keep doing what you're doing. And something that I am entirely, completely guilty of is wanting to change things, wanting to do things differently all the time. That's something that I tend to do a lot is I want to see results now. I want to change things right now. I want to get what I want right now. I don't have a lot of patience. When it comes to building and growing a business, you do need to have some level of patience. It's a fine balance between being very initiative taking and getting after it, and also having patience for what you're wanting to do. And so I have been really happy with kind of the routines that I've been doing over the past couple of months. I feel it's really led me where I am right now. I'm heading to probably some of the best months revenue-wise in my business in October and November. I think some of it is just really due to a lot of the systems that I have set up over the past 6 months, different things that I've been working on. And so I wanted to share some of those things with you in case any of this resonates with you and you're looking for a way to just start to have your efforts in what you're doing in your practice, in your business, start to compound instead of I know I used to be, and I talk to a lot of people who are feeling really overwhelmed and panicky. If you're looking for a way out of that, I think that some of these things, whether you are interested in the difference that I've been doing or you have kind of a thing that you're wanting to do, I think that some of them are really helpful. So I wanted to share. I think that this quote is really powerful, thinking, this month's effort, our next month's result. A lot of the time when we're in this place where we're thinking I want those results right now, what can I do right now to get those results right now? It's very easy to get very zeroed in on the right here and now. And while there is a time and a place for that, when you're growing a business, you have to thinking a little bit more long term. Even if it's just the next 2 months, thinking about what you really want to do and what you really want to see in that time frame, and zooming out a little bit and thinking about that could be really helpful. So this month, thinking about committing to something for this month only will lead to the results that you want next month. And of course, the timeline changes too, but that's the philosophy is everything that I'm doing, today is going to impact the results that I get tomorrow. Everything this week is going to impact the results I get next week. Everything this month is going to impact the results I get next month. And everything this year is going to impact the results that I get next year. And so while it will take time to get those results, putting in the work and the effort right now is going to help you get there, rather than, kind of feeling you're flailing and changing things all the time and just having a lot of panic and a lot of up and down emotional roller coaster about how things are going. Yeah, if that resonates with you, give me a comment down below and let me know what you're thinking. So some of the things that I have been working on, I have always been, for example, I've always been somebody who has wanted to exercise regularly. And when I am not able to exercise regularly or most days of the week, I find that it really impacts my mental health a lot. And a lot of us here in this group, we know that. We know that our physical health and our mental health is definitely linked. For me, a lot of the time, if I don't exercise, I don't feel good. And then I get really anxious, whatever it is, just a lot of extra pressure, a lot of extra option that doesn't lead to, not even a productive day, but it just leads to not not having the best day overall. And that's not fun. I don't like that. And so it's really important to ensure that I exercise regularly. And over the past 6 months, I've been working on like slowly increasing the amount that I am working out to right now. I go to the CrossFit gym 3 days a week, and I ride my Peloton bike 3 days a week. So I usually work out like 5 or 6 days a week right now, and it never used to be that way. I always wanted to be here. Like I wanted to be somebody who works out every day or most days, but it always felt like a lot. And something that I would end up doing is, I would commit full throttle to exercising a ton right away and go from like 0 to 60, and there would be no in between. And that made it really difficult on me. I had trouble sleeping. I had trouble staying awake during the day, exercising like 3 days a week, 4 days to 5 to now usually it's 6 and sometimes 7. But it compounded over time. And of course, like the more that I got into exercising, the more that my body could handle. And so like my capacity for like that work demand and for exercise went up. So now I can basically work out every day, and it doesn't it's not like a hit on my energy levels or my overall happiness. Like, that's one thing that I've been doing specifically for exercise. And I know like a lot of us here in this group, like you guys obviously all are health professionals, and we know that exercise is important. And sometimes it's still like a little bit of a struggle to ensure that you find the time to get that in. So whether it's, working out like I do, like a crazy person, or, it's just going for a walk every single day, or every other day or whatever it is, putting plans into place so that you can accomplish that, and giving yourself like realistic timelines, I think can be really, really helpful. So it doesn't have to be, like I need to go 0 to 60 like next week and basically start doing a huge new thing like right away, but like doing slow, like tiny increments like that can be really helpful. And this brings me to the second thing that I have been doing that kind of relates to, putting systems in place to make sure that I can my exercise routine is every week I do a weekly reset on Sunday. And what that means is I have like a list of all the tasks that I do every Sunday, but I basically go through like the last week and I take a look at my email, at my inbox, at any outstanding tasks that I have going on, where my clients are at with everything. And I just like kind of get like a zoomed out version of like the status of everything. I take a look at all of it, and then I take a look at the upcoming week and the following week too. So not just the upcoming, but 2 weeks ahead of time. I take a look at my calendar and see what I have going on and see what I have come up, and if there's anything I need to prepare for. And if so, I add new tasks to my task list, and then I go into my task list. I pull up the task list, pull up my calendar, and I use the task list to start blocking off time in my schedule so that I can get all of the task projects done. And this has just led to like such like a much lower level of stress. I cannot even tell you. It has helped me so much because, like all of us here, we have huge task lists of like all the things that need to get done. And when I take those tasks and schedule them into my calendar, I now know that I have a time dedicated to getting it done. I don't need to worry about all the things all the time. Everything is on a list and everything is in my schedule. And so I know it's going to get done. Sometimes like not everything does get done, but it's blocked off on my calendar and I can find time for it. Like for example, I wanted to work on my email sequences today and I ran out of time for it. But because I have that blocked off today, I can just take like the little block and move it onto tomorrow. And I know that I will still have time for it. That's just been really, really helpful. And I've also set up kind of like a weekly schedule. This is what I was going to talk about with exercise too, like doing my like weekly like reset and weekly planning on Sundays. I take a look at the week and what I have going on that week. And I also plot out when I'm going to work out. And I used to do this a while ago and not pay attention to it. But now I use it as the calendar is intended, as a little bit more of like a day planner where I open up like my calendar for the day or the night before. I look at the upcoming day and take a look at what I'm doing for exercise. And because I already like pre-planned it, I don't have to like make a decision about what I'm going to be doing for exercise that day. And that's something that has definitely like held me back in the past past from doing the thing that I need to do is that like if I have to make the decision to do it, it's just so much like extra decision fatigue that it makes me not want to do the thing. But if I already have like my day planned out with the different tasks that I need to get done, because I did that the Sunday, before the week started, I don't really have to like think the entire week. All I have to do is take action and do the thing. So that has just been really, really helpful. I kind of do like all of my thinking, I guess, like on Sunday, and then I just do the things the rest of the week. It's really nice to not have to do like that like high power thinking every single day all the time. The other thing that I do is like with my weekly schedule, there's the one for exercise, but then I also have different themed days. Like Sundays have been kind of like an admin day. Monday is a content day. Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday are client days. And then Wednesday is kind of like a flex day. Like I'm trying not to schedule anything on it, but I'll use it for like doctor's appointments or like extra things. And then Saturday is off. When I go to like schedule my week, I have my themes for the days and I do, admin content Sunday, Monday, and then client work Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And I know like what tasks go where, just dependent on the theme. That has really been helpful as well. Every Monday when I make my content, I have a specific like plan that I follow where I'm planning to write a blog post, YouTube video, make Instagram posts, any other like social media or emails that I want to send out. Like I have a specific list of all the things that I want to create. And then every Monday, I just go down the list and bang, 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 and make everything. And again, it's like taking away like a lot of the thinking that might be happening or a lot of like the worry and panic. That's been really helpful. But lastly, just my little morning routine. Some of like the stuff that I've been talking about comes from this book called How to Be an Imperfectionist. And my brother got this, I think, for Christmas last year. And this has been really cool. The author does like a lot of, he talks about like a lot of different studies. And I know for a lot of us science people here in this group, that could be like really interesting to read. Like it's not just like fluffy stuff. It's like a lot of like studies and putting out very like concrete and objective points. And then at the end of the book, he has like a whole how-to section as well. Definitely recommend this book if that's something that you feel like you're struggling with. But every single day for the past 3 weeks, I believe, I have been doing a morning routine. And anybody who has been like in the online or like YouTube space for the past like 5-10 years, morning routines have a lot of different opinions on them. And I think that they can definitely be helpful at different like seasons in your life, seasons in the year, your business. But one thing that it has allowed me to do is every day I am getting up and I read for about 10 or 20 minutes because I really like reading. And if I wait to put it off until like later in the day, I may or may not actually get to it. So it's usually the first that I do. Then I can like slowly cruise my way through books, which is cool. And then I journal for about 5 or 10 minutes and kind of write out all the thoughts that I have. This has really helped me a lot with feeling like I have like less racing around in my mind, where I just kind of do a brain dump every single morning of like, here's my thoughts for the day when I first wake up. And it's a little bit kind of like meditation for me because it clears my mind. I can think about things and it's like very calming. And then I'm doing something that is not like business or physical therapy related. And that is teaching myself how to code things with Python. And I also started playing The Sims, which you might have seen on my Instagram stories. By doing this, where like I read, like I do some self-development, I do something that I like, and then I journal and write out like all of my thoughts and get them out of my head. Those two things like together make me feel like really calm and ready to get into the day. And then doing something that's like a little bit challenging for me, a little bit creative, and something that's completely unrelated to like my day to day. I feel like it helps to kind of like get my my brain ready and awake and like do something fun in the morning, like before I start working. And I think that's been really cool. So, for what it's worth, if you want to copy that routine or do something like that, it could be a really good addition. So those are a few things that I've been working on. It actually, like saying it out loud is kind of a lot, but it's been like compounding, like I said, over the last few months. It's something where I've made small changes like every single week. It's something that I do every day, and it's not like a huge ask of myself. It's not like a ton of time or anything. It's just like every week I've been slowly like organizing more and more and more, and everything's become like very systematized. So for anybody out there who might be struggling with feeling like very chaotic and overwhelmed, let me know what you think about these things that I share. Hopefully some of them will help. Leave me any comments, any questions that you might have. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I will see you on the next one. Definitely, if you are interested in getting help, feel free to visit my website or send me a message here. Put the link in the description of the video. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon.